you get a raise. After months of working harder, paying later, taking on more, your paycheck goes up by $200 a month, and for about 2 weeks, you feel it. You breathe a little easier.
Then somehow, by the third week, the money's gone. Same as always. Same stress when you check your account. And you're sitting there thinking, wait, I got a raise. Why does my paycheck feel smaller every year, even when the number on it keeps getting bigger? Look, you're not imagining this, and you're definitely not bad with money. There's something specific happening here, something most people never get explained to them. And once you understand it, you can actually start fixing it. My name is Jack, and I spend way too much time thinking about why money feels different than it actually is. If you've ever felt like your paycheck is shrinking even though your salary is growing, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Okay, let's start with the first reason your paycheck feels smaller: inflation. Now, you've heard this word 1,000 times, but here's what most people don't realize. Inflation isn't just a headline. It's a slow, quiet tax on every dollar you earn. Here's the math. Let's say you earned $50,000 5 years ago. If inflation averaged around 4% per year, that same $50,000 today only has the buying power of about $41,000 in 5 years ago dollars. So if your salary went from $50,000 to $55,000 over those 5 years, you might feel like you got a raise. But in real terms, accounting for inflation, you actually have less purchasing power than when you started. Your paycheck grew, your wealth didn't. This is why groceries feel more expensive, why rent jumped, why gas prices make you wince. It's not in your head. But inflation is only half the story, because here's the second reason, and this one's sneakier: lifestyle creep. Here's what most people don't realize. As your income rises, your spending tends to rise right alongside it, often without you even noticing. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. Your brain gets used to your current lifestyle fast and then quietly starts wanting more. Let's say you get a raise and your income increases by $300 a month. What usually happens? You upgrade something. Maybe it's a nicer apartment. Maybe it's eating out more. None of these decisions feel reckless in the moment. They feel earned. You worked for this raise. You deserve to enjoy it. But 6 months later, your income is higher and your bank account looks exactly the same as before. This is the silent paycheck killer. Because here's the thing, if you don't consciously decide where a raise goes, your lifestyle will decide for you. And lifestyle always finds a way to spend exactly what you make. Now let's talk about the third reason, and this one surprises people the most: taxes and hidden deductions. As your income climbs, you often move into a different tax bracket. Now, a lot of people misunderstand how tax brackets work, thinking their entire income gets taxed at the higher rate. That's not how it works. Only the income within that bracket gets taxed at the higher rate. But even with that correction, here's the reality. As your income grows, a bigger percentage of each additional dollar goes to taxes. Combine that with rising healthcare premiums, increased retirement contributions, and other payroll deductions. So when you see your salary jump from $60,000 to $68,000, your actual take-home increase might only be $5,500 instead of $8,000. That gap between what you earn and what you keep, that's another reason your paycheck feels smaller, even when it's technically bigger. So now you understand why this is happening. Inflation eating your buying power, lifestyle creep quietly spending your raises, and taxes taking a growing slice. 3 forces working against you at the same time. But here's the good news. Once you understand these forces, you can actually fight back against all 3. Let's talk about what to do. Step 1. Track your real income, not just your nominal income. Once a year, compare your raise percentage to the inflation rate for that year. If inflation was 4% and your raise was 3%, you actually took a pay cut in real terms, even though your paycheck went up. This single habit changes how you negotiate raises, because now you're not just asking for more money, you're asking to maintain or improve your actual standard of living. Step 2. Automatically save half of every raise before you feel it. This directly attacks lifestyle creep. Here's how it works. The moment your raise hits, before you adjust your budget, before you let your lifestyle expand, set up an automatic transfer for half of that increase into savings or investments. So if your raise is $300 a month, $150 goes straight into an investment account automatically. The other $150, you're free to enjoy. This way your lifestyle still improves, but your wealth improves right alongside it instead of disappearing into invisible spending. Step 3. Push your income up faster than inflation, not just in line with it. Here's what most people don't realize. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics has shown that workers who switch jobs often see salary increases of 10 to 20%, compared to the typical 3 to 4% annual raise from staying put. If inflation is running at 3 to 4% a year, a standard annual raise barely keeps you even. This is why building skills, asking for promotions, or strategically changing jobs every few years isn't just about ambition. It's about staying ahead of inflation. Step 4. Reduce your tax burden the legal, simple way. You don't need to be a tax expert for this. Contributing to retirement accounts like a 401k or an IRA reduces your taxable income while building wealth at the same time. Even contributing an extra 2 to 3% of your income into a tax-advantaged retirement account can meaningfully change how much of your raise actually survives the trip from your paycheck to your pocket. Let me tell you about someone I'll call Diane. Diane got steady raises for years. Every review, she'd get a small bump. 3% here, 4% there. And every year, she felt more behind, not less. She finally sat down and ran the numbers. Once she adjusted for inflation, her real income had barely moved in 4 years. Meanwhile, her rent, her grocery bill, and her gas costs had all climbed steadily. So she made 3 changes. She negotiated her next raise specifically referencing inflation data, not just her performance. She automated half of every future raise into an index fund the same week it hit her paycheck, and she increased her 401k contribution by 2%. A year later, her raise was bigger than usual. Her investments were quietly growing, and for the first time in years, she said it actually felt like she was getting ahead instead of just keeping up. So here's the honest truth about why your paycheck feels smaller every year. It's not because you're spending recklessly. It's not because you're bad at budgeting. It's because 3 invisible forces, inflation, lifestyle creep, and taxes, are working against your number constantly, quietly, every single month. But once you can see them clearly, you can build a plan around them instead of being surprised by them every year. So here's your roadmap. Track your real income against inflation. Automatically save half of every raise. Push your income growth faster than inflation through skills and strategic moves. And reduce your tax burden through smart, legal contributions. Because the goal was never just to make more money. The goal is to actually keep more of it and let it grow. If this video helped you understand why your paycheck never feels like enough, hit subscribe. And I'm curious, when you got your last raise, did it actually feel like progress, or did it just disappear? Let me know in the comments, because once you see where your money is really going, you can finally start deciding where it goes next.